National Education Policy is a landmark in the history of education of India. The National Education Policy aims for universalization of education from preschool to secondary level with 100% gross enrollment ratio in school education by 2030 and in higher education to 50% by 2025. National Policy of Education aims to increase the gross enrollment ratio in both higher education and also in preschool to secondary level with 100%. Okay. Then Dr. Kasturi Rangan is the chairman of National Education Policy 2020. The last National Education Policy was released in 1986 and modified in 1992. Since then, major changes have been observed in the world and in our country. In order to make change and implement new policy from primary, secondary and higher education, a committee was set up in January 2017 to prepare a draft of the new education policy under the chairmanship of Dr. Krishnaswamy Kasturi Rangan. The committee handed over the draft of its new education policy 2019 to MHRD, Government of India. So the Kasturi Rangan was the chairman of the National Policy on Education. Creation of inclusion of fund to help socially, educationally disadvantaged children pursue education is another feature. It will bring back the 2 crore dropout children back to the field of education. The 10 plus 2 structure is replaced by 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 curricular stream corresponding to the ages 3 to 8, 8 to 11, 11 to 14 and 14 to 18. It will include 12 years of schools, 3 years of Anganwadi and preschool. 10 plus 2 is replaced by 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 format. It is offering early childhood education from the age 3. It will create a holistic development in the children. The MHRD is renamed as Education Ministry. It aims to increase the public investment in education from current 4.3% to 6% of the GDP, gross domestic product. There is a vocational integration from the class 6 onwards. Thus, after the completion of the education, children will acquire a mastery in skills also. That is, a vocational training is given to the children from the class 6 onwards, and thereby they are acquiring a skill, a mastery in any one of the skill. And besides education, they are given more importance to vocational educations also. For higher studies, to enroll for PhD, a master degree or a 4-year bachelor degree with a research shall be required. The MPhil program shall be discontinued. By 2030, the minimum degree qualification for teaching will be a 4-year integrated B.Ed degree. By 2030, a 4-year integrated B.Ed degree is needed for a minimum degree qualification for teaching. Then comes the language. The policy also says that whatever possible the medium of instruction in school until class 8 beyond, there is mother tongue or regional language. It is very beneficial for a country like India, which is diverse in nature. The students will develop a more interest towards their mother language or regional language, and thus they are able to know about their tradition and customs more in details. So the regional language or the mother tongue plays an important role in this new education policy of 2020. That is, the mother tongue plays an important role in this. So, we can conclude that anyway, this education policy is beneficial for a country like India. The children achieve better learning outcomes. The Higher Education Commission of India represent major changes with spending of 6% GDP as public expenditure on education. Really, this education policy has a goal to transform the system of education in India to meet the needs of 21st century of India. It will surely eliminate the pedagogical problems and inequalities. It will certainly offer the goal of universalization of education, and it offers a vocational integration for the children